Today we're going to review multiplication of multi-digit whole numbers using the standard algorithm. Write this title at the top of your notes. Before we actually start multiplying, we need to start with estimates. Remember that phrase from the beginning of the year. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. Since we're rounding to the highest place value, we're going to underline the 2 and draw an arrow to the 8. The 8 is 5 or more. That tells us to raise the score of a 2. The 2 becomes a 3, and the 8 becomes a 0. Let's look at the 18. Underline the 1 and draw an arrow to the 8. Again, the 8 is 5 or more. We're going to raise the score of the 1 and make it a 2, and the 8 becomes a 0. Now, because we know patterns, we know we can say 3 times 2 is 6, and we can bring both of the zeros over into our product. So the estimate of 28 times 18 is 600. Now we're going to multiply using the algorithm. I'm going to start by rewriting my problem vertically. 28 times 18. Then I'm going to multiply the ones place. 8 times 8 is 64. Then 8 times 2 is 16, plus 6 is 22. I'm done multiplying my ones place, so I'm going to put a 0 as a placeholder and cross out what I carried. Now I can multiply the tens place. 1 times 8 is 8, and 1 times 2 is 2. I can add both of those partial products, and I see that 28 times 18 is 504. Now, even though our estimate was 600, this is close, because to estimate, we rounded both factors higher. 28 became 30, and 18 became 20, so we would expect our estimate to be a little higher than the actual product. Now it's time for you to practice. In your journal, try to estimate 126 times 52. Pause the video while you do your work. You should have rounded 126 to 100 and 52 to 50. 100 times 50 equals 5,000. That's your estimate. Now, let's try to actually multiply 126 times 52 and see what you get. Pause the video while you try this in your notes now. Let's see how you did. When you multiply 126 times 52, you should get the product 6,552. Though this isn't super close to 5,000, we would expect our actual product to be larger than our estimate because we rounded 126 and 52 down when we did our estimate. Now, let's try an example using a chart. How much does a jaguar sleep in 1 year? Well, if we look at the chart, we can see a jaguar sleeps 77 hours per week. Because we know there are 52 weeks in a year, we need to multiply 77 times 52 to find out how much a jaguar sleeps. Do that multiplication in your journal now and pause the video. You should have found that a jaguar sleeps 4,004 hours in 1 year. Here's our last problem. A sloth's maximum speed on the ground is 15 feet in 1 minute. Even though it would be unlikely for a sloth to stay in motion for more than a few moments, how far would a sloth travel in 45 minutes at that speed? To solve this problem, I'm going to need to multiply 15 times 45. Pause the video and try this in your journal now. You should have found the sloth would travel 675 feet in 45 minutes.